Hey everybody, this is a 1962 Volkswagen Beetle. This thing is beautiful. I'll show you a couple things that I really like and also point out some of the imperfections. But the first thing you'll notice is just that unique gray, beautiful color. This car was repainted and the interior was redone probably back maybe 15 years ago or so. I don't know much about the history and I would love to find out more about it. I've got to think that somebody in the Pacific Northwest has seen this thing or knows the car. It came out of an auction in Salem, Oregon, and then the owner that had it before I bought it was the one who purchased it from that auction, and so he didn't have a whole lot of information. But looking at the engine, it's an AB case, so it's at least a 1600 cc, and it is a blast to drive. The floor pans are really what sold me on the car, that and the color. The floor pans are, the floor pans are perfect, no holes in them. The bodywork on the car is just really straight. There's a couple things in the paint just from driving it. You can see some chipping, you know, and in the picture gallery, there's a couple areas under the back lid. But I love this. You know, when I first walked up to the car, I thought, oh man, that's kind of a bummer. But man, that's really a standout part of the car now for me. I love it. And then we haven't even been in the interior yet, but the interior, the red with the ivory, is just, it's just, you know, people love this car. I love this car. It's such a fun vehicle to drive. It's been at my house for a little while, and I'm starting to get to know some neighbors just because of this car. And you know, they see some of the stuff that pops up in my house sometimes. Okay, let's look down the body line. Driver's side, pretty straight. Fenders are pretty. The piping, when it was repainted, looks like was taken out, I believe. Little compound from the detail, I think that's in the paint. Tail lights were replaced. You can see some of the gasket around here starting to crack. We did replace the gasket on the rear windshield, or the rear window. The window was good, but the gasket didn't look too good. It does have a new windshield though, and there's nothing like a brand new windshield. It's like driving without any glass. Running boards, nice and clean. The Yokohamas really ride nice. We'll go on a test drive here in a little bit, but it just rides really smoothly. The white wall is an insert, and the red and the gray, I think, just kind of makes the car unique. We'll go down the side here, passenger side. The driver's side looked good. This one looks better, but the driver's side is still really good. Some dimpling in the chrome throughout the vehicle, both sides. But you'll notice the gaskets are just in really good shape everywhere on the car. And I've got the US style trim that goes in the back windows if you want to complete that look. I've also got it for the for the glass here. So first look inside is just, it's pretty incredible. The dash paint is nice and clean. The package tray kind of pops off the interior with the red and the ivory piping. Headliner is in really good shape. Door panels, both sides. There's nothing wrong with those. Everything's just really well cared for when it was replaced. Just always cared for since. Door jambs are nice and clean. You can see the gaskets in here are nice. Inside, there's a little bit of a scratch in there. And I think there's, no, that's the only scratch. But if you look in the back of the car, you'll see a little bit of the black carpet starting to fray. I personally don't mind that. I kind of like it. Kind of shows some age. A little bit of discoloring over on the side there by the seat belt. One thing I really like about this car too is the stick shift in this is, I think it actually has a shift kit, because the throw between gears is fairly short, but just nice, and it just engages so nicely. Nice and clean. Nice and clean. Chrome on the car is good. I've got to think that these are probably reproduction bumpers, just because on the inside, in the back, they haven't corroded. Jump in the driver's side here. So same thing here. An oil temp gauge was added, and it's got kind of that similar look to the car, which is nice. A VDO gauge. I love how the coloring on this is still very clean. Flooring is new, the carpet, the rubber padding. Taking a look underneath. Paintwork is nice. It's also kind of cool as these little vents still work. So you can get nice and warm in the winter. The rearview mirror is kind of cool. It's almost like it's it must be delaminating or something, but kind of fun. Roof is in great shape. Just a cool looking car. Just a nice color. Probably one of my favorite colors on a Bug. It's almost got that olive hue to it in this gray. Let's pop the front here. So this is also kind of a nice touch. Inside this compartment, everything's nice and clean. Gas tank, and then back behind the covering, everything's just was really well done when it was restored. Hinges are nice and clean, everything well painted. I'm guessing that's new plastic, it just looks perfect. I've got some of the parts for the windshield wiper hose kit. I'll include a picture of that in the gallery. But the rest of the gaskets look good on this. So it's got the 2 carbs. Everything on this is, from what I can tell, fairly new, fairly updated. I gotta imagine the coil is, you know, fairly new too.